Hi ladies, how are you? I'm here today because I want to talk to you guys a little bit about branding and share with you a little bit more specifically about what I actually do as a brand strategist and some suggestions for you as you go about developing and evolving your brand. So, to start out, I just want to briefly go over what branding is. I'm sure it's pretty common sense. You're all pretty familiar with what branding is. A lot of times when you say branding, what comes to mind is the logo, the website, the color palette, the fonts, and the graphic, the more visual elements of your brand. So that's some of the more tangible pieces of a brand, right? But it's important to know that just as important is, the non-tangible pieces of the brand, which is the clarity around your messaging, the language you're going to use, how you're going to communicate your brand story and really connect with your target audience on an emotional level, to really connect with them. Also having clarity around who your target audience is, who your ideal client is, who you really want to work with. Super, super, super important. You should not be trying to serve everybody, even if your product or service can literally help just about anybody. If you try to market to everybody, you will reach nobody because it'll be way too general. Not specific enough to really connect with one particular target market. So you really got to get clear on who your target market is. And then also really being able to bring awareness to who you truly are at your core, like who you are authentically as you and how to show up and put that out there so that your audience really resonates with you in a unique way. So knowing who you are, why you do what you do, like why you're so passionate about, the service or the products that you provide, and how you can really help your target audience. All of those go into a brand. So of course you can see why it's so important. It's also important to know that without doing anything, you have a brand. You are a brand. People think of you, speak of you in a certain way. So a brand currently exists, but you might be missing an opportunity because you can get really intentional about your brand and the way you present yourself and the way you communicate who you are, what you value, what you do, what you can do for others, in a way that's really creative and unique to make sure that your audience is really being aware of what you have available for them. And so that's what I really like to help people do and achieve in their business. So, I think, especially, I work with a lot of new entrepreneurs that are just starting out, whether they're launching their own business or they've joined a network marketing company, or maybe they've been in business for a little while and they're like, you know what? I'm really confident and passionate about what I do, but I don't really have a brand. I don't know what a brand really is. I don't know how to bring one to life. And so I think, branding it really is so important, and you're going to hear mixed messages about it from time to time as a new entrepreneur. And I will completely agree that you do not need a beautiful brand, a website, a mailing list, a sales funnel, business cards, a logo. Like, you don't need all of those things to get that first client or to get sales, because you having direct communication with your target audience, whether it's, meeting someone for coffee, attending networking events, all of those things, if you can clearly communicate confidently what you can do to help your target market, you're going to get the sale no matter what other pieces you have, right? So don't feel like you have to have all of these things in place in order to put yourself out there, because you don't. You do need to know with certainty and clarity what it is you do and the benefits, you can help your audience with, the solutions that you provide. But you don't necessarily have to have all these other pieces. However, and this is what's important, having a brand will sell for you. You will sell more. You will make more money when you do have those pieces in place. And here's why. Especially when you're starting out in your business, maybe you've only had a couple clients or customers, you don't have a ton of referrals, there aren't streams of people knocking down your door wanting what you have to buy, people just don't already know you. So for that reason, having some of these branding pieces in place is going to help more people find you and connect with you, to hear your story, to learn about you, to see what makes you different and unique. And that essentially does selling for you without you having to even show up and, talk to somebody about what it is you do. If someone can find you online and they find your website and they read your About Me page and and it's so compelling and it's beautiful and they connect with that, they already like you. They already are interested in getting to know you more. They're interested in reaching out to you to see how you can help them. If you have a mailing list set up and you have emails going out every couple of, days or once a week or whatever it is, you're engaging, your target audience without you having to physically have that conversation in a one-on-one manner. Social media is so powerful. We all know this. Like, it has blown up businesses like crazy over the last several years. And essentially, there's so much to social media that you can do for free and be found by hundreds of thousands of people. So having a brand, having that consistent online presence and delivering it in a really beautiful way that represents who you are on a very authentic and true level and presents that to your audience, it just really helps them get to know, like, and trust you much faster, so that when you do have those conversations, you know that they're already interested in what you have to offer. And, maybe they even, purchase your products without even having to have that conversation, because they've been following you. They see your content online. They resonate with your brand. So that's the power of what branding really can truly do for you and your business. Like I said, you don't have to do it to get a sale, but it will sell for you and it will make a much greater impact. Outside of that, just especially being new and especially being in an industry that's can be really saturated, such as direct sales, or if you're a coach or consultant like me, there can be so many people out there that sell literally the same exact products that you do, or very similar products or services. But what's going to make somebody invest their time or their money in you is your brand. It is your message, your story, your personality, your vibe. It's what they're going to see you putting out there that's going to make them connect with you on a personal level and make them want to choose you over somebody else. So when it comes to the competition, having a standout brand can do so much wonder for you and your business. So that's another reason why it's really important. Also, again, if you are newer, if you have a beautiful website, if you have beautiful social media graphics, you have a logo, you use consistent color palette, all of these things, when people stumble upon you, are going to show them that, wow, like this girl has it all together. She's got the website, like everything's consistent and cohesive and beautiful. She takes this seriously. It often looks like you maybe have been doing this a lot longer than you have when you have all of those pieces together. And if somebody is searching for what you offer online and they come across, you and another person who essentially offers very similar or the same thing, who do you think they're going to choose? Like, especially if price point is the same or similar, they're probably going to go with the person that has the brand. It brings more credibility, and it just helps them resonate with you more. So when it comes to competition, especially in a saturated market, the person that has the brand and has that consistency and shows up and shows that they're taking this seriously. It's not just a hobby. It's not just something they're putting a tiny bit of effort into. More people are going to be drawn to that. So those are just a few points that I wanted to bring up about branding as I go into more specifically what it is that I do to serve my clients. So, I really do a lot around branding, but also content strategy and design work. So when it comes to branding, like I mentioned, part of brand development is the clarity piece, right? Knowing who you are, what you do, how you do it differently, why you do it, who your target market is, the solutions you can provide. All of those pieces are so important. Like, you need to have clarity about all of that before you do anything else in your business. And that's often a piece that a lot of people just don't even get to, and they end up having to come back later, and then everything changes. So, I work with my clients in the beginning stages. So, for example, my brand development intensive package, it's a 20-page workbook, like in depth, like so many questions to help you bring clarity around all of this. Even, messaging templates to help you get really clear on like what to say when people ask you what you do. A lot of questions about who your ideal client is so that you get into the mind of your target audience, so you know what they want to hear, what they're going through, what they're struggling with. And having that clarity around who your target market is and what their day-to-day life is, that helps you create content that naturally is going to attract their attention. And so, not everything that you should be putting on social media is about the sale, selling a service or a product. You want to connect with them in an emotional way. You want them to relate to you and your story. You want them to see how working with you will help them get a desired result or solve a problem. So it is really important that you have that clarity around who your target market is. And also, what makes you so unique? Like, you might be selling the same product as somebody else, but no two people are exactly alike. You have a background, an education, an upbringing. You have, trainings that you've taken, books that you've read, things that you're passionate about, hobbies. All of these things make you unique, and those are the things that are going to make your audience connect with you in a personal way. You'd be surprised how often somebody might reach out to you just because, they have the same breed of dog as you, or, their favorite place to shop is, some boutique in a small town that, most people don't know about. So getting really clear on like those things that kind of light you up and you're passionate about, that you enjoy, that maybe even aren't directly related to your business, it's really important that you're clear on those and see how using those unique pieces about yourself will also create your brand and draw on your target market. So my brand development intensive really helps people get clear on all of those pieces. And then it goes into some of the more tangible pieces, the visual elements of the brand. So then we would go into, discovering the color palettes, what fonts you want to use, any patterns or, graphic elements, the tone and the vibe of the brand, and just getting a lot of clarity around that vision, like how you want to present yourself and what's true and authentic to you. And a lot of people think that this can be really hard because they just have no idea what they want their brand to look like. Let me tell you, like, this is not hard, because if you look around you, look in your environment, look at the things, that you have in your space. What colors do you often wear in your wardrobe? What things do you love to have in your environment, such as, I love having flowers. I love having my crystals, candles, like music. Look at your environment for inspiration about what it is that is really authentic to your being. That's a great starting point for developing your brand, and getting more clarity about what it's actually going to look like and how you can present that to people. So, there's a vision boarding process to that, and, narrowing things down to get really clear on what that's actually going to look like. From there, some of my clients will totally dive in and just go DIY and try and figure it out themselves. And then, a lot of my clients will, hire me to go forward and do all of this creation for them. So at this point, I do all of the design work as well if it's wanted, if it's needed. So anything from, setting up your social media accounts with a beautifully branded cover photo, I design logos, I do complete websites, I set up sales funnels, I'll set up your mailing list and do branded newsletter templates. I love doing social media graphics and templates for, quotes and testimonials and graphics for the packages that you sell. Any of that creative kind of design work that so often can take people so much time and trial and error, and they still end up not liking what they've designed. I love, 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 love to do that. So especially if you're time crunched or tech challenged, or you just don't have an eye for branding and design, or, some of the technology, working in Photoshop and, some of the programs online, if that's a struggle for you, your time is better spent in your zone of genius doing what you do best. Hand off all of the rest to the experts that can get it done in half as much time. And I know a lot of people are conscious of the money that they're investing in their business, but the more time you spend selling, working with your clients or your customers, you're going to make more money than the countless hours it's going to take you to put together a website, create graphics, come up with content, all of that stuff. It's not directly related to the sale itself, right? So there's usually always the most effective way for you to be working in your business. And if you don't have a lot of time, but you want to have the greatest impact, delegate as much as you can as soon as you can. That's what my mentor teaches me. And I know it can be hard, and especially if you do enjoy doing some of that creative work, then do it. Go for it. Like, if it's really personal and you really enjoy it and it's fun, absolutely do it. And I have so many resources that I provide to my clients if they want to DIY, like so many resources that I've learned over my 15 plus years in entrepreneurship. So you can totally do that if you want to. But just know that I'm here. I am available to help in whatever way you choose. So just have that known. All right. So I think that's pretty much it as far as what I wanted to talk about around branding and what I'm available to help you with. Hopefully this was helpful. If you are interested in chatting at all, if there are any design projects you want some help with, or you're interested in that brand development intensive, I'd be more than happy to chat with you about that. Just comment below, send me a direct message. we can set up a free strategy session just to kind of talk about it. And then we can go from there. So I'd be more than happy to help you. So don't hesitate to reach out. All right. Have a wonderful day, ladies. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.